Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanding Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Yes, shut up. Alright folks, so it is time to go through the very last few issues of Star Wars Rebellion. It just feels like last week when I was just talking about this. Oh wait, it was. So what we have is issues 11 through 14 written by Jeremy Barlow. Now in these issues, Luke and Leia go on a mission and of course get captured. And Dina Shan, who has been in several other comic books before, has to go and rescue them. Remember Shan you've seen in Empire and some of the Rebellion stories already. We are meant to love her or be connected with her, and like I said, she is more annoying to me as a character than enjoyable as a character. So this series was okay, but again, you can tell, you see a trend going on here. The Rebellion comic books started off with a boom, and now they're kind of flatlining. And I guess that's why they ended the series with the next story arc. I'm not really sure exactly why they ended the series, but I'm guessing poor sales. I don't know, because it only went 16 issues. Because the last two issues, 15 and 16, written by Rob Williams, were just the continuation of the story Vector, where Luke, Han, Leia, and Chewie encounter Celeste Morn. And then of course Darth Vader is going to be thrown in there too. If you haven't heard me talk about Vector before, it was this idea a long time ago of Dark Horse. You see, comic books have crossovers all the time with their superheroes. Well, they wanted to do a crossover with the characters in Star Wars, with their Star Wars books. But there's a problem with that. How can you do, crossovers when they happen in 3 different time eras, So what they decided to do was start in the Old Republic, build this story, how this person, travels forward through time, not back in time, but forward through time, and has there's this big story arc. You can watch my review if you want to see what Vector's all about. But now it's in the Rebellion era, and now it's time for the Rebellion for, I think it's part 6 and 7 of the series, or 7 and 8. I think it's 7 and 8. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just in the middle of the Vector story arc because it ends in Legacy. And all they're doing is picking up the story and continuing it on, which is kind of sad when you think about the ending of a comic book ending on a crossover, right? And this isn't the end of a crossover. It's just like your friend saying, hey, before we go, do you want us to move any furniture for you? Yeah, here, do part 7 and 8 of this series. Okay, boom. Bye, folks. That's the end of Rebellion. It's kind of like anticlimactic. And I can only imagine this. Of course, Star Wars fans, I think, were buying every book back in the day. But if there was someone who was just buying Rebellion, just for whatever reason, that's all they wanted to read was Rebellion, I think this would be kind of confusing, right? It's the end of your series all of a sudden on issue 16, not 20 or 40 like Empire went, and you're looking at it and you're reading this crossover from Vector. It doesn't begin in the Rebellion comic book, and it doesn't end either. It's basically to be continued. Check out Legacy, or was that the next one? Whatever the next one was, it says at the end of it, and you're like, huh? Yeah. I bet Rebellion fans would have been so confused. So it looks like they were just using them to fit in that crossover and then end them and move on. So final thoughts, what do I think about Rebellion, the comic book as a whole? Well, like I said, I summed it up. First 5 issues, good. After that, kind of flat lines. Is it worth your time? I don't know. Maybe the first 5 issues are. But you know what? If you're going to read it, you're going to read it and go ahead. Maybe I'm being too hard on the Rebellion series as a whole. If so, let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, folks, that's all the time I have for now. See you next time with another video.